Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to make this quick message about can you really accept yourself in this moment and not focus about grounding, not focusing about different thought forms, not focusing about meditation, but just allowing yourself to maturely transform in this moment and just accepting your heart, just accepting yourself, just accepting the present moment here and now. And just letting that go and just transforming here and now, not focusing on different thoughts or different emotions or meditation or grounding or anything of that nature, and just allowing yourself to accept yourself right here, right now. And then instantaneously you transform and you elevate the energy and you change the energy around you. So this exercise that I was just thinking of is just allowing you to literally accept yourself within this moment, not focus on a different thought, not focus on a different emotion, not focusing on emulating your free will or being of service to anybody, but just in this exact moment, accepting yourself and knowing the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, and just accepting it and transforming here and now, knowing that you can transport yourself in that moment within a brief second. And it's very powerful and it's very instant, and it doesn't feel like you have to wait until enlightenment happens. So, is the internet connection good, guys? Let me know. Okay, is the internet connection good? Can anybody let me know? But what it means is just really accepting the true nature of what you are and embracing the present and embracing the future, tapping into itself and allowing you to accept the oneness that is presenting itself to you. So you're reflecting the light of the Creator. You're reflecting the heart of God. You're reflecting the energy of God. And you're reflecting the perception of that awareness that wants to accept oneself. So this brief exercise will allow you to not only take just 2 breaths, it allows you to stop thinking, it allows you to stop moving for just 1 second, and it just allows you to accept yourself and tap into the power and transport yourself into that future aspect, but also making sure that every timeline, every configuration of energy is parallel to one another. So you can literally just take 2 breaths. And as you take those 2 breaths, you ask yourself, why am I here? Can I accept myself? Can I accept that everything is mysterious? Everything has integration. Everything has a reason to be here and a reason to reflect back to me. And just ask yourself, am I the mysterious nature of God? Am I the mysterious projection of the I am presence? Am I the oneness that I'm seeking? Why am I seeking? Am I trying to learn? Am I trying to understand? Am I trying to have an aligned perception? But in that moment, in that meditative state, while you are taking those deep breaths, meditating, closing your eyes, focusing on an object, you are literally cutting out so much time within your day to just transport yourself in a meditative state. It is just full acceptance. It's accepting who you are. It's accepting your journey. It's accepting yourself fully without any personal bias against yourself. So it's just tapping into the full truth and allowing yourself to download that sense and that code of understanding, of knowing yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself, and emulating that unconditional love to another person. It's very simple. So literally you can do this right now. You can literally take 2 deep breaths. You can literally close your eyes and you can just say, I accept the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. I am the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. I am the affirmations that I write down every day. I am the love that is inside of myself that I'm trying to integrate and heal. I am the embodiment of free will. And you see how that presence is there, that love is there. And it's very powerful because you're tapping into your heart centers. You're tapping into who you are. With full acceptance, with full empowerment, and the motivation to find the excitement of wanting to uncover the little breadcrumb trails that are inside of yourself. Because you realize that it's not you seeking this thing, it's not you seeking this concept, it's not you seeking this teaching, but the teaching and the teacher is inside of you. And that's what's beautiful. And that's what's reflecting to you always. So this little simple message will transcend 10 years of your life in one instant and allow you to tap into the happiness and the boldness and the courageousness to not sweat the small stuff. This little exercise of, can I accept myself? Yes, I can accept myself right now and transcend the human condition in light years and feel as if it's a sonic boom, and it feels like it's a quantum shift inside of myself that's forcing me to really accept my ego, to accept my vanity, to accept my flaws, to accept my past, so that I'm placing it right in the present, and then I'm channeling the energy of the future. And a lot of you right now are feeling the power of the simplisticness of this message. Letting go of trying to be too complex and too technical, and then embracing simplicity and embracing the truth inside of it. So you could be doing this while you're focusing on an object, while you have your eyes closed, while you are just breathing. But literally, you're forcing yourself to accept that you are everything that you're creating, and you are the blessing that you're seeking. You are the healing that you're seeking. You're the wealth that you're seeking. It's inside of you. It's not outside of you. And a person like myself can't give that to you. But if it's on me right now to allow you to tap in and to transform and to know and to go to the beat of your own drum and to know that your soul song is calling you to your destiny and allowing you to channel from your heart, because that is the first brain that pumps everything inside of yourself. So in this moment, you're literally creating and manifesting your reality in a meditative state. So you can literally treat this as a guided meditation as I'm talking. And with that loving gaze, with that perception, with that recognition of the other person tapping into you, and literally you can see yourself as that divine feminine egg of creation, that you're about to burst out of the cocoon as the butterfly, and having this metamorphosis and understanding that you're everything inside of the container of source. You're everything inside of your own vortex. But you have to see yourself as your own Akashic record even. So your Akashic record is not separate from you. The butterfly is not separate from you. Your body is not separate from you. Your mind or your spirit is not separate from you. That's the inseparability. That's the perception that we carry with ourselves. And literally right now, all of you are being changed with this message, with this power that's sourcing through, because it's just an energetic transference without having me close my eyes and tell you to get into a meditative state. It's the words that have the energy that are attached to it. And my guides instructed me very clearly before I did this live, and they did not want me to go into a meditative state, but they wanted me to just download the knowledge here and now, to download it within your DNA, to download it within your consciousness, but also to download it within your body. And that's what's beautiful right now, is what's happening. I've never had this happen before. So the inseparability, because you shouldn't have to separate the inseparability. You shouldn't have to separate yourself from the blessing. You shouldn't have to separate yourself from the nature of who you are. Because if you just give up the fight and you just give up what you're withholding from yourself, and you just in that instant allow yourself to download the knowledge here and now and be that electromagnetic kinetic source energy, meaning that you're tapped into that universal love, meaning that you're tapped into so many different frequencies, because you're being universal and you're not being biased. You're not being one-sided. You're not being opinionated. And you're finally like understanding the truth of the resonance of the energy transference and the transfiguration of what's going on right now. So you can literally do this for an entire week. That's a challenge that you can allow yourself to do. Like every single day that you wake up, you can just ask yourself, can I accept myself right now, why I'm here, what am I supposed to do, and how can I just tap into that 0 point creation here and now, so that I can literally become that before creation, and then I can allow myself to tap into that after creation manifestation. Meaning that I can literally start my life over. I can absolutely simulate my life as if I'm incarnating for the first time. So literally you can restart your life. You can literally re-download your life. You can literally live a new life, and your past doesn't mean anything. Or your past lifetimes that were of a negative nature. So you can completely disregard every single thing that is of a negative nature, that is of a distorted nature, that is of a nature of hindrance or restriction, and you're just allowing the reception to be within your heart in this moment. So right now, we're literally you don't have to focus about what someone said, and you don't have to sweat the small stuff anymore, because you're not inside of that realm anymore. And just let it sink in. And then it's going to be like, so literally everybody on this live, and everybody who will watch on YouTube and stuff like that, if you use this as a challenge, as something that you regulate within your routine, you will allow yourself to transcend the human condition, your emotional guidance system, the way that you subtract, and the way that you manifest. Because you're accepting everything that you want to be blessed by. You're surrounding yourself with the legion and being in the arms of that shepherding consciousness. But also you're allowing yourself to understand that you are that oracle that channels its guides, its higher self, and God back to the physical body to not limit the physical mind. It's a very simplistic message today, because usually I get very complex and technical, but they wanted me to keep it simple. And they didn't even want me to do a meditation and a healing, but right now, what is happening, you can literally close your eyes and just relax and just breathe, or focus on an object, or even focus on myself. But see, that is meditation. Your whole life is a guided meditation to where you can tap into source creation. Your whole life can be a meditation. Your whole life can be guided. Your whole life can be relaxing. And then you don't have to sweat the small stuff. You don't have to prove this person wrong. You don't have to fight for injustices. You don't have to shout at the world to be enlightened. You don't have to sit under this tree right here, whatever I'm pointing at. You don't have to sit behind this tree for 30 years and beg for God to allow you to be enlightened. But it's just accepting it here and now and just tapping into it. It's very simple, but it's very powerful, because it allows you to look at yourself in a different light. And you can even do this in the mirror. You can literally do this in the mirror with yourself and accept the person that's looking back at you. But you're not really accepting the person that's looking back at you. You're really accepting God, and you're really accepting the divine, because you are that. Everything that you're wanting, it doesn't matter if you're a soup that's inside of a pot. It has all of the ingredients. It doesn't matter if you have onions, garlic, kalbasa. It doesn't matter what you have within that soup. It's still soup, but you are it. So personality disorders or emotions or intentions or attributes, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. That none of those things have anything to do with you, but you are the source of creation that generated those things to happen. So the reason why everything happens within our life is because we are mirroring it back to ourselves. So that means that you're always a reflection, but also you're looking at ways to not be dejected so that you can perfect that projection. Because if you're dejected, then that means that you're looking down on yourself, but also being negative towards yourself. And you're just looking down and you're not looking up. Because when I was a kid, I used to look down a lot. I used to be very negative and pessimistic, and I would look down a lot. But now, as you grow and as you spiritually become more adept to who you are, you don't allow the eye contact to be broken. You don't allow yourself to not look at God or not look at source creation or look at yourself. Because that allows you to have that inseparability. And that's the key thing, is that you can literally cut out all the things that we talk about, Akashic records, meditation, grounding, thinking better, having better emotions. But just right now, say, I want to tap in to the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom's wisdom. And I want to be transcended from the human conditioning. And I don't want to sweat the fucking small stuff. And I want to live my best life now. And then that's where the sonic boom happens. It's even powerful than meditating for 10 hours. Because if you're meditating for 10 hours and it's not happening better for you, then there's something up, right? If you're meditating for 10 hours and you still don't feel better, then do this exercise. Then do this exercise and literally do it every day. And you can literally do it for 5 minutes. You can do it for a second. But then it just cuts out and weeds out all the other bullshit. And then guess what? You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to have fun. You're free to have choices. You're free to just go to the amusement park ride and ride all the rides and then throw up if you want to. But it doesn't mean you're not having a good time. So what the point is to have a good time no matter where you're at. Have a good time no matter where you are at, no matter what is happening around you. No matter what is happening, it doesn't matter. I don't care if people are screaming at you in the face, whatever it may be. Have a good time. And just kind of look at them like, okay, I see you. I see that you're screaming. I see that you're mad, but I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not going to give my power away to that. And yes, you have to live in your own world. And that's what's beautiful about it. That's what's beautiful. You're in your own world. If someone is literally saying like, oh, you're just in your own world, I'm complaining about this and I want to give my power away to that, then say, yeah, because I am in my own world, because that's what meditation is designed for. Now, I'm not saying to not have compassion or unconditional love for other people, but it does not mean you have to take on people's baggage. It doesn't mean that you have to take on the weight of other people. But right here, right now, you know yourself. You know who you are. You've accepted the God that wants to be you, or the goddess. No matter how you dress, no matter what you look like, but it's a pure mass channel of genuine energy. And it's pure, and it just pierces the veil. And it just makes everything more clear. And some of you, I see your comments like you have no idea, because it's more powerful than me just saying, okay, I'm going to do some healing. I'm going to, even though I love bringing Jesus and Apostle Paul and all my guides, and I think it's very beneficial to allow your guides to come with your healings and meditations, because I think a lot of our angels and extraterrestrials and other guides really help us implement this way of living. Because our guides are not like, people that are friends like on this earth plane, but they allow you to have assistance and have guidance and kind of know like when you are slipping up and they'll kind of like reflect to you like, hey, you need to get back on course. And that's why your guides are very good. So it's like no matter what you're experiencing right now, no matter what you're going through, you can have a good time and transcend the human condition. And you can get past norms. You can get past family. You can get past certain emotions. And knowing that you don't have to let that affect you anymore. And people will think that you're cruel. People will think that you're mean when you kind of cut them off and you try to demonstrate to them how to respect you. But it's actually not a bad thing at all, because you're demonstrating to the other people that I want to be respected within the free will that I want to be. And I don't want to feel like I have to change who I am to be around another person. Walking away is showing love. But also, it's kind of like with anything. It's like you don't want to be around certain energies, certain people, or certain places and things, but you still have to go places, but you have to set those energetic boundaries. Because you have to try to change the awareness and the energy wherever you go. Because you are that light that's surrounded by the sea of darkness. So you have to shine a light, at the end. You have to be that light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. So this experience here is more powerful than it would be if I said just tap in. Even though it would be powerful still, you'd probably have a lot of tears. You probably would experience something. But it's even more powerful to just allow yourself to accept it here and now, and then move on and just allow and just flow to it and just quantum leap into who you are and cut out all the other stuff that does not fit within the vortex of creation. It allows you just to pierce the veil of who you are and to accept yourself fully, to know yourself, to love others unconditionally, and that you're not going to stop at anything. You're not going to stop your journey for any reason other than to be of service to the one, but to be service to others as well. So it's like Amanda asked this question. I want to see this. Why does allowing sound more powerful than accept? Because allowing is allowing for the exception to happen. Allowing for the accepting to shine through. Because if you can't allow, then you're not going to be able to receive, then you're not going to be able to accept. So it's just another gateway and another way of looking at the way that you're not accepting, or the way that you're not receiving, or the way that you are restricting yourself. And just think of it in that way, and think of it in that light. Every time that you go about your day, how can I accept myself in this moment? How can I handle this moment with acceptance? How can I allow the other person to know what I'm reflecting and what I'm demonstrating and how I'm being the example of source energy? How can I be that genuine channel of source energy, of truth, of love and unity, and being able to demonstrate clear communication of how I can allow the other person to know themselves? Because if you're not communicating, then there hasn't been a real change. But change is when you change the narrative and the theme and the direction and the way that you're going about something, because you're not attached to the said story. You're not attached to the story of it anymore. The story has nothing to do with what you're going through. It's just in the dichotomy of your own mind. It's in the illusion that you were assuming yourself to be the revolving door, and then when you awaken, you fall out of the revolving door, and you fall flat on your back, and you become non-attached, and you realize that what you were experiencing was not real, and then you finally got a dose of reality. A real dose, a pure dose of reality. And that split moment, it just hit you like a wave crashing into the sea. So it's kind of like, if you're surfing, you have to do it with a specific technique in order to ride the wave. Because if you don't, you're just going to fall off of the board and you're just going to have to get back on the board. So there's a certain way that you have to do it in order to ride the wave, in order to ride the certain currents in the way that it's flipping up and down. So you kind of have to determine with this analogy how you're able to move through the currents, the waves, the tsunamis of your own life. So it allows you to be pure in your meditations, and knowing that you're not just putting all of your power in the meditation to tap into the true power, but you are literally accepting the I am presence that wants to be you and channel from you, and understand that it's the journey itself. It's the journey of rehabilitation of everything, no matter if it's, anything that you experience of a form of a distortion. It could be emotions. It could be breaking your foot. It could be so many different things that you've experienced in past lifetimes that you're transcending in this lifetime. Can I really accept myself so that I can clear that out of my being, so that I can fast track myself to becoming awakened? How can I fast track myself? How can I catapult myself into a completely different state? And just knowing that you're source in every single way. So if you do have some kind of an ailment or a sickness, you have to tell that sickness to go away. You have to battle against the sickness. You can use prayers, you can use affirmations, you can use anything that you need to battle against it. Your emotions, your thoughts, everything. The why you're not manifesting. And you have to train yourself to just be and enjoy the journey and the lessons and the reflections that are there. And we speak life into existence with our words, with our projections, with our meditations. In every single way that happens, in every single way that changes the way that you view it. It's almost as if you're remote viewing from your own self. Like you're in a different location completely, but you can see that there is a doppelganger version of yourself. There is another version of yourself that's in a completely different realm, having a completely different experience, but it's the same enlightened experience. It's the same experience of the simultaneity of omnipresence. So it's the omnipresence knowing the simultaneous nature of reality. So it doesn't matter where you are at, but you have to invoke a sense of bilocation and being positionless and not focusing completely within the third dimension, but balancing conventional reality with the metaphysical side of everything. It's just a fine balance of knowing yourself, understanding yourself, and having true acceptance. So, I will close with this. Every single day that you wake up in the morning, ask, can you accept to be healed? Can you accept to transcend the human condition? Can you accept yourself fully? Can you accept and not question or waver in the faith that you are that? And the preciousness and the timeless essence that you are the projection of everything that you need to become. Every time that you accept something, you're including it. Exclusion is inclusion, which leads to allowance and reception. And then you are just getting past the deception of the human conditioning and human suffering. So, now that was a guided meditation to transcend like at least maybe 5 to 10 years of your life. So, but the powerful thing was that all of you felt that without having to close our eyes. And it transformed you in some way, shape, or form. And not only that, it had a big impact on me, but it had a big impact on you. And that's what's important. Because it's important that you guys get more of an impact from it than I do. But we all receive together and learn together and co-create together. And also, guys, book private sessions with me. This is White Wolf, $70 for 1 hour, $60 for an hour healing activation codes downloads, and $30 for 40 minutes. But you can check this live out on BitChute, whitewolftheoracle 23_@ on the internet, and also YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle. You can look me up on YouTube. I'll be posting this. I have a bunch of other videos that need to be posted. So there's other videos that you can watch and learn from that, and subscribe to the channel as well. But also, guys, I want to thank all of the people that were live last night and with me, experiencing the beautiful readings and healings and things of that nature. And it was just kind of fun to connect with you guys. So, and until next time, thank you guys so much. God bless and namaste, and book private sessions anytime. If you're booking private sessions, you can email me. You can also text me, but also you can find me on Facebook, Jacob Wolf. Please refer to me as White Wolf. Instagram, whitewolf4741, and other things. So I want to thank you guys so much, and I hope that was very powerful for you. It seemed like it really was. It seemed like it was very sincere and empowering. At least I feel it was. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I want to thank you so much. So before I leave, what is the meditation called again? Can you accept yourself? That's what I'm going to call it. Can you accept yourself? You're welcome. God bless, guys. You have a wonderful day.